Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Operation Status Quo on a Monday. On a Monday. On a Monday. How many times should I do that? Hey, how you guys doing out there? It's so nice to see you here with me on Operation Status Quo. Back to start another week, the Christmas week, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, moving quickly towards the holiday. It'll be over before you know it. You know, it's so funny. I always think about with Christmas. You know, especially back in the day when I participated more. And being a youngster and such, you know, you get all geared up for the day's getting closer, you know, you got your little Christmas specials that come on TV. It's fun to watch. And, you know, I'm back in the day, my grandma was always making a lot of cookies and the house smelled nice and the tree was decorated and and you do everything. And before you know it, just like that, poof, it's all over. And then you're in a fit of mass depression because it's the winter and it's cold and it's dark. And now you got to take all those darn Christmas decorations down and you got to go back to the store and return half the stuff you got because it's nothing that you want to begin with. So that's the beauty of the holidays, though. You know, the Christmas craze. That's what our show is called today, ladies and gentlemen. I am Pete Palmer. This is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life, where we learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo-yo because that's the only way to go. In today's program, first of all, today is the 18th of December in the good year 2023. And today's program is delightfully entitled "The Christmas Craze." That's it, because we're into the last moments here, the hectic showdown. I just actually went out to the store today. Normal, I wanted to just get some stuff at Costco, you know, and I went in there and it was just like, I mean, it was like free for all. You should have seen this one woman had the cart. I mean, and it's so funny. They had to redirect her. She was trying to go through the self-checkout, but I mean, her cart was literally like, I mean, stacked like 2 feet or so high. You know, she was trying to hold on to the top. It was just so much stuff, toys and all kinds of crap. And I laughed and said, does this lady really think she's going through the self-checkout like with all this stuff, you know? You know how Costco is. It's like a machine in there when you go through the line. It's one of the lines I never mind going through, to be honest with you. They got like 2-3 people over there, and it's ding, ding. They're flipping everything, and ding, 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 ding. And they just like, you know, it's like the fastest scanners in the West, you know, the wild, wild West of scanning is what they do over there. But anyway, so I just thought, I thought of what maybe really, because me, I don't even think that way. Every day is the same day to me. My life is like Groundhog Day, you know, so it's like, it's all the same. I don't prioritize that we have holidays, this, that, or the other. But anyway, so I didn't really think much of it. Then I showed up and I was like, oh my God, I got so lucky too. Talk about the universe, like, you know, being there for you. Just as I pulled in, like there was no place to park, and I pulled in the back of the parking lot. So I like to go in the back because obviously most people like to go in the front, right? So I'm always looking to get away from people as much as possible. So I go in the back entrance, and just as I came around, there was somebody backing out, and whoop, I went right in there, and I got very, very lucky. So I want to just take a moment to thank the universe for that, because I thought to myself, shit, if I walk in, roll through this parking lot and it's like, you know, mania, I'm just pulling right back out. There's nothing that I need that's that important. My main thing was my coconut water. I really enjoy drinking my coconut water, and Costco's got their Kirkland brand is actually really good. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I wanted to talk today about, you know, Christmas in general and the holidays in general. I find it interesting dynamic of our human psyche and all that how everything has to become a whole nother way of doing things when a certain day on a calendar pops up, which I find to be, you know, very interesting. You know, people put a lot of pressure on themselves all of a sudden because, you know, at first, let me take a step back and say, you know, I'm not an old curmudgeon. You know, I like nice times. I like family gatherings. You know, I like all that stuff, you know. So it's not, you know, I like the idea of decorating, the coziness of the holidays. You know, believe me, you know, I'm not against anything. It's just more so I've learned over my years that, you know, the more you participate in you know, the mainstream things, the more it takes your energy away, plain and simple, you know. So that's not to say not to take part. That's not to say not to enjoy. I think it's important for each of us to realize, like, you know, I always talk about boundaries. You know, it's important to really realize how you're going to how you're going to function, in different scenarios, right? So I'm saying in the effect of not putting yourself in the space where you're setting yourself up to fail, to, be overtired, to, get grumpy and mad because you're not getting enough sleep and you're doing stuff that you don't want to do, and, all kinds of stuff. I mean, not for anything. Life doesn't stop. It's not like Christmas comes around and then, everything else stops, where you don't have to go to work, or you don't have to take care of your kids, or, right? I mean, there's still kids are in school. There's still, things going on, right? Then on top, that's your normal life. Then on top of it, now it's the holidays. So now we have to have some forced fun. Now it's time, not just a normal day-to-day crappy fun that we have. Now we have some extra forced fun where you have to go to parties and do stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. As a matter of fact, I talked about this on my last show, I think, when I was talking about the warehouse job that I had, and we had the Christmas parties, and I was talking about how they had two separate parties for the staff, one for the sales and the office people, and one for the warehouse people, which, of course, I said, and I still stand by that I disagree with that. I don't understand why you would have one company and have two different parties. But anyway, aside from that, but the funny thing about that place and those parties was, like, they were insulted if you didn't go, right? It was like, not only are we inviting you to a party, okay, we're going to invite you to a party, but you damn well better show up. Otherwise, you're a total piece of trash. I never understood that. Maybe I never really wanted to go, mostly because, I mean, I'm all about getting a free meal, I guess, but I really didn't want to go because I didn't like the idea that we were forced to go. Like, it was kind of like you're expected to go. We're paying for you, so you got to, you should be there. Like it was an insult not to go. I don't understand that. It's like you throw a party, either people come or don't come. I mean, obviously you could do your RSVP or whatever, let people know that you're coming or not coming. But to me, if I was a business and I had a Christmas party and nobody wanted to come, that'd be great, because that would just save me a ton of money. It's like, it's me, nobody else is here. I'll take a bourbon and some wings and we'll call it a day. Heyo. So, but I do have some information here for some tips of how to maintain your sanity during the Christmas holidays. But before I get into that, I just want to put it forth to you, to each of you, my audience out there as individuals. What are you guys doing out there? Do you think this way? Do you realize this? Do you put a lot of pressure on yourself to do things that are out of your norm, or things that you're really not comfortable with just because it's the holidays? And if so, I mean, if you are in that position, do you ever think of how you can mitigate that position to not put yourself in a space where you're miserable? Why should you not enjoy the holidays just because you're trying to do a bunch of stuff that everybody else thinks you should do? That's one of the things I noticed the most, with the dynamic of it all, is it's a lot of people pleasing when it comes to Christmas, right? It's not about like what you want to do. it's about what everybody expects you to do. Let me say this too. First of all, I'm a very lucky individual. I have no spouse. I have no kids. So, I'm not really on the hook for anything unless I really want to be on the hook for something. And, I stopped doing gifts with my immediate family, my mom, my brother and stuff, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more. I don't even know. Probably around 2017, 18. I don't know when it was exactly, but somewhere around there, I just kind of shut it all down. So I just realized that, it turns into a lot of, you're just trying to figure out, what do I get? What do they need? Blah, blah, blah. For kids, I understand the kids. It's kids. Christmas is for kids. You get them a nice gift. You put it under the tree. It's real exciting. They wake up and they come downstairs and, Santa came and they get to open their packages and, it's beautiful and they're excited and they're happy, the joy and awe of Christmas for the kids. I'm with that. I can understand, decorating your house with a lot of lights and doing all that stuff because, the kids enjoy it, right? So, but us as adults, it's a lot of work. And again, I don't mean it in a negative way. I really, really do. I feel I'm enjoying the fact, I always enjoy the fact when it's Christmas, it's just that kind of, the vibe. I don't have to say it, but our society puts all this pressure and, I'm not trying to go down those heavy roads that we go down sometimes, but, we do have to take a step back and realize our programming, our mental and emotional, programming through mainstream, paradigms and such and structures that kind of lead us and funnel us into this one path of thought, like a horse, like with blinders on, is kind of what we are, right? As far as what we believe our day-to-day life is. And, of course, our world is, how it is. Everything's built on money and products and selling stuff and gadgets and things you don't need and, all this kind of stuff. Like, we're so misled, just as a culture, as a humanity, really, as far as, like, to me, first of all, let me not jump too many things. We're misled, as far as, our consumerism, materialism, and such, and we lose touch with the idea that we are, not our bodies, but we are, energy beyond, and we put so much into our physicality and so much into who we think we are in these bodies and what they're supposed to do. So much judgment on ourselves if we don't do that. Oh, if I don't go to that Christmas party, or if I don't do such and such, I'm going to be, looked at as in a certain way. And how can a person not do this when they should do that? And all that thing, when people are so wrapped up and attached to it. And the main thing I like to get across here on Operation Status Quo, no matter what we talk about, and but the main crux of everything is really having that kind of 40,000 foot view, of like just being up above and away and observing, as opposed to being reactive and like entwined into into what is supposed to be, right? We have to remember to look at everything from a space. And of course, I mean, listen, I'm not going to get into all the stuff as far as, it's not even really Jesus' birthday in December, right? I mean, but it's not his birthday, right? And they build all this up. And first of all, Christmas should be a thing of, what it's supposed, if it was true, if it was Jesus's actual birthday, I mean, think about what we're celebrating. Think about what Jesus represents and everything. And we're celebrating just all these gifts, just like, constant running around, constant stress, misusing resources and such, being wasteful, creating more waste and trash. I don't mean to be, over the top. I'm not a curmudgeon. I'm just trying to say, to look at it from a different perspective. We can enjoy, to me, I think the holiday should be just about, family gatherings and people just being together, being, maybe being a little kinder to each other than you would normally. It's like we should be kind all the time, quite honestly. But I mean, like, I'm just saying in general, maybe it's we should look at it as a season of reflection, a season of appreciation, a season of, obviously it's like the end of the year, it's the harvest, coming off the harvest of Thanksgiving, and during that time, and here we are about to go into the depths of winter, and it should be a time of like reflection and camaraderie with those that you're close to, maybe sharing ideas of what you learned through the course of the year and stuff, instead of did you get the latest Barbie doll, or what do they do with the Barbie dolls now? Are they allowed to even make Barbie dolls that are actually male or female Barbie dolls, or do they have to be non-binary, non-gender dolls now, I guess, right? I mean, because you can't label, is Barbie, has she come out and said that she really identifies as a woman, or is she thinking about, changing things up? That would be a great toy, though. Like, you can have like trans Barbie, and it comes like with little little boobs that you can put on and off. It comes like with a penis, a detachable penis that you could take off, so maybe one day Barbie has the penis and one day Barbie doesn't. Maybe one day Barbie puts the penis up where her boobs are, like Mr. Potato Head. It's like really what it's like. It's like being a Mr. Potato. It's like being a Mr. Potato Head. You just decide what you want to be that day, and you plug it in. Oh my gosh, our world is so crazy, right? But anyway, here on Operation Status Quo, we love people out there. And it's all about trying to create some space to enjoy yourself, and not put pressure on yourself. I'm a big believer in all this, ultimately is that one of the biggest things I've learned is anything in this life now, and COVID was really the final straw, is what I realized. Like, I was always kind of fighting the system, and then I'm in trouble, and then I'm back in, and then I'm out, like even with work and everything, I try to be good, but then I'm not good, and I can never get out from under this, system. And then when COVID happened, and I realized the whole freaking thing is all one big mesh of a lie. Our whole designed mainstream life, when I really came to realize that, is like, that's how I decided I'm not participating in anything anymore. That's it. Like I'm done. I'm done giving my power away to, I have a job, but like I'm not giving my power away to it like I did before, or, to other people, to places I should be, or things that I should do. Like, wherever the day takes me is where I go. And I think we should all be that way. And, not in a way of being dismissive of others or anything. To me, it's liberating. It's freeing. It really gives you the choice to do whatever you want to do each day. And it doesn't matter what the calendar says. You make your choices based on what you're really vibing with and what's right for you, right? So, I mean, that's what it's all about. And that's what we talk about here on Operation Status Quo. How you doing out there? Let me know. Drop a comment in the comments, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And let me know what you're doing for Christmas, right? Let me know what your Christmas plans are. I'd be interested. We could talk about that here. If some people drop some comments in, I can do a show on the Christmas plans of my audience, right? Okay, so we have just a few little things here, tips of how to stay sane during the Christmas season. Maybe I should have done this sooner because this is the last week, so you might already be at a space where you are insane. But just to finish, because I was thinking of something else when I was talking. I think so many things. I don't know if anything is an actual positive, good thought in any way, but I think a lot of things. But anyway, I was just thinking of my family too. Like, and I was talking to, say, my mom yesterday, and she's rattling down the list of things that she's got to get done. I keep trying to tell her, like, why do you keep putting this pressure on yourself you don't have to do anything. You don't need to buy anything for these people. You don't need to do anything for this person. It comes down to your hairdressers, your mailman, you're this, you're that. I mean, like, I don't know what to say about all that. It turns out to be, pretty expensive. Like, no disrespect to the mailman or anything. I think the mailman is awesome. It's a tough job. The male person, or maybe the female person, or the non-binary person that delivers mail. But anyway, I feel for them because I first of all, they have a good job. They get paid. I know it's tough work, but I mean, I'm just saying with these tipping things all the time, like, what's it mean if you don't give your mail person like a Christmas gift that they're going to, all your mail's going to start disappearing? They're going to like maybe take some of your packages. I don't know. I know it's nice. I don't mean it that way. I give things, it really is in situations. I'll give you a good example. I had some packages that were being delivered some months ago, back over the summer. It was something I was waiting for. And, the guy, had to come to my house and knock on the door. I had to sign for it, is what I'm saying. So he had to come multiple times because I had a few things delivered, and I gave him a gift card, when he came the last time, because I appreciate that, he gave me his phone number because I told him, like, oh, I don't want to miss this package. He goes, well, if you can't, call me, and I'll put it, if you can't sign for it, you let me know, and that you're not going to be home to sign, and it's okay to put it in your box, and I'll put it in one of the boxes with the key. And he did that stuff for me. So, I gave him something. So why's it got to be on Christmas? That's all I'm trying to say. We should be like living this way all the time. Somebody does something, you want to reciprocate and show some grace towards someone and do something. I say, it doesn't have to be just because it's Christmas. Now all of a sudden you got to do extra because it's Christmas and you don't even get, the good service or anything, right? All right. So anyway, some things here you can do to maintain your sanity during the holidays. The first one on the list here is establish ground rules with family, friends, and coworkers. The holidays can be a stressful time of year, especially when it comes to managing work and family commitments. Establishing ground rules with family, friends, and coworkers is one of the best ways to stay sane during the holiday season. This can help ensure that everyone is on the same page when it comes to expectations, responsibilities, and boundaries. And, I think it's pretty simple. I do that all the time. I just basically say, I am not participating. So, I'm not participating. That's it. So there's the ground rules. Don't call me. I'll call you. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I hope your family's well. I love you guys out there. I love you. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much the way it goes. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Set priorities. The holiday season can be hectic and overwhelming, especially if you are juggling work deadlines and personal obligations. It's important to prioritize what needs to be done and stay focused on your goals. To do this, create a list of priorities that need to be completed first. This will help you stay organized and focused on the tasks at hand. And I will say that too. You want to make a list of what you need to get done. And I got my list over here. It's just like a blank piece of paper because there's nothing to do because I have taken it all off the plate. And therefore, I'm going to enjoy my Christmas. I'm really going to enjoy my Christmas. Matter of fact, I'm being from the Philadelphia area originally. I did realize that the Eagles, my Philadelphia Eagles football team, will be playing on Christmas Day. So I'm already excited. They're coming on at, I think, 4 o'clock. So I have something to do on Christmas Day, and I'll cook something nice for myself, and it's just really simple. And then the day's done. And I don't have to worry about taking down all the decorations. You ever feel how depressing it feels right after Christmas? It's like this big buildup of like dopamine in your brain, and then it's like, and serotonin, whatever you want to say, and then boom, you're out. It's like, then it's like, I was going to make a joke. It's like, it's like doing a whole bunch of Coke, and then you're just like totally miserable the next day, because you depleted yourself of any joy. You used up all your joy juice. But yeah, so number 3 here on the list is take time for yourself. The holidays can be a stressful time, especially when you're juggling work responsibilities with holiday preparations. It's easy to become overwhelmed and start to feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day, but it's important to take time for yourself and recharge. And I will say, that should be your priority all the time, ladies and gentlemen. It's self-care, number 1. If you don't take care of yourself, no one's going to take care of you. We celebrate in this society people beating themselves up and being unhealthy and not sleeping because they're working, good, hardworking people, and they had enough money to get that extra BMW, but they have a heart attack at 42. You know what I mean? So what's you got to just weigh it out. It's all about taking your priorities. But they say here to schedule some breaks, to do some exercise, to eat healthy, get enough sleep, take time off, connect with friends. I mean, these are all things that we should be doing on a daily basis, quite honestly. It's funny that we have to remind ourselves during the holidays to enjoy ourselves when the holidays are supposed to be about enjoying ourselves. It's the craziest kind of thing. It's actually more it's funny because I'm just thinking this now, right? Because how I always talk about our mainstream world and how it's designed to kill us. And they do the same thing with the holidays. Of course, it's Christmas, the most beautiful time of the year. Ba, 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 ba. And all it does is run people ragged into the ground, make people feel depressed because they don't have family or friends, make people feel depressed because they don't have money to buy gifts for their kids, always just coming from a place of lack, right? It really kind of builds that up because everything they put on TV makes like everybody look, go watch one of those freaking Hallmark movies, for God's sake. They make everybody look, everybody's got nice clothes, beautiful house, blah, 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 top of the line, everything's great, so, and you see what happens, then people wind up jumping off a bridge for Christmas. So find an outlet. It's important to find an outlet to help you keep your sanity during the holidays. One way to do this is to take some time away from your desk and go for a walk outside. Taking a few moments to appreciate nature can help reduce stress and give you a break from your work environment. So one thing I will say, the less you can work, the better. I mean, unless you got like a real job, like a meaningful job, something, that is helping society. But our normal administrative office day jobs, they're nonsense, right? It's all political and it's all, just a bunch of nonsense, really, quite honestly. I mean, I've always felt that way. I mean, I understand everybody's different. Maybe people like some of that stuff, but it's like, all that kind of stuff is just like a lot of nothing for nothing instead of just getting stuff done. Like, you got a bunch of people doing what? Like, I mean, you need an accountant. If you have a company, you need somebody to crunch the numbers. I mean, that makes sense. You need somebody to drive the truck if you deliver something. I guess that makes sense. I don't know with all these, I guess because with my government history, these administrative jobs that are just kind of like, I move the paper over here to you, then you look at it and you give it back to me, and then I give it back to you, and then you give it back to me, and then still nothing is done. And now it's New Year's, all right? So stick to a schedule is the next one on the list. Sticking to a schedule is essential for maintaining sanity during the holiday season at work. They're saying at work. When you are feeling overwhelmed and out of sorts, having a regular routine can help you stay focused and organized. Start by setting aside specific times of the day to get things done. Have a plan and stick to it, even if it means doing a few hours of work after dinner or over the weekend. Now, you see that? I'd have to totally disagree with that. Now, they're encouraging you to do more work on top of it. Take breaks and go do your thing. But now you're going to have to work extra, like on the weekend, like Christmas weekend, like in the movie Elf, right? When the guy wants to come in for the book, on Christmas, so. Anyway, 2 more here on this list. Don't overcommit. The holiday season is a time for festivities and enjoying time with loved ones, but can also be a stressful time when deadlines are looming and you feel overcommitted. It is important to remember that taking care of your mental health is just as important as completing your work tasks. Like these things keep talking about work. That's what I'm saying. Like, when is our society going to shift? That's all I mean. Like, I'm not against work. I'm just talking about, like, we can make a function. We can make a functioning society, you know what I mean, of getting things done that meet the needs of the whole. Everything is such, like, nonsense, right? It's all about commercialism. It's all about, your meeting the needs of shareholders and, all this kind of stuff that doesn't really apply to practical day-to-day life. I'm just saying, right? And here we go again. I'm telling you, don't overcommit. Well, that's why you don't have to worry about that with me, because I don't commit to anything. I do, though. I do create. I mean, I will commit to things that I want to commit to, but not. I'm not going to do stuff that just to do it for the sake of, I'm supposed to, because the calendar says 2/5 in December, right? Finally on this list, ladies and gentlemen, is learning to say no. The holiday season is an ideal time to practice self-care and learn to say no. While it may be difficult to turn down certain requests, it is essential to remember you don't have to do everything that comes your way. Instead, focus on things that bring you joy and embrace and create balance in your life. So, yeah, they say set boundaries, know your priorities, schedule time for yourself, ask for help, take breaks, blah, blah, blah. But, these are all things that we should be doing all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Like, again, self-care is number one. We should really focus on, that's what we talk about here on Operation Status Quo. It's all about, really being honest with ourselves, not doing things because we feel like we should do them, but really doing them because it comes from our heart and whatever's natural. And it doesn't matter what the day on the calendar is, So, it's just the way that our world is going right now. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope some of these tips will help you out there. At the very least, I mean, forget about these tips. This is mainstream media nonsense, then I just get a kick out of reading it. But, it does make sense, some of the things. I mean, I just get a kick out of like a list like this. And it's still, at the end of the day, it's still saying like, listen, it's the holidays and, game on, but, manage your time and do. But it's still like pressure. I mean, even the fact that, you have to have a list to keep yourself sane during the holidays, what I mean? Like, what I mean? Like, why are we building all this pressure on ourselves all the time? Like, I don't believe in that. And it's one of the things I think I learned the most from COVID, again, to say that again, because of, made me just really realize how our world, man, just like it'll just push you. It'll push you right over the edge. Remember that in The Price is Right, when the little mountain climber guy would go up, and if you had to guess the price, and he would go up, and if he guessed the price wrong, he would go over the side and fall off the edge of the cliff. That's like, that's just like what our world is like. Just keep going, just keep climbing, and then all of a sudden you just collapse over the side of the cliff. You don't even realize you're just like running all the time. And today it's Christmas. Next week it'll be New Year, and then it'll be Valentine's Day, and that's a big thing. You got to show somebody you love them. Then it'll be what? I mean, we get to hit the spring, and Easter will come, and now you got to do with that. It's just like, not to say we shouldn't have holidays and things, but it's just the nature of how it's done. And it's always like, added extra pressure instead of, living a normal life. And again, just to reiterate that, I went off my point, but just saying COVID really showed me how our life, our mainstream life is, designed to push us in directions that we don't really go. And for us to really make the changes that we want to see in the world. I know we talk about this all the time, of things we want to see in the world and how crazy things are now and all the fear-based crap that's going on. But, the truth is, if we really want to break free of it, we have to stop participating in it and start doing things that, come true from our hearts. If everybody just starts living true from their hearts and has gets their face out of their phone for 5 minutes and has some level of self-awareness, beyond, sitting on the couch eating Doritos and immediate gratifications, if we can kind of get past that and see a bigger picture, just think of the world we can create. We can have, it could be Christmas all year round. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I thank you for your time today here with me on Operation Status Quo. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. I love each and every one of you out there, individually as well as a group. God bless you. Stay positive. Keep enjoying your holidays, but set your boundaries and do what you want to do, right? And until tomorrow, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.